will you say that PDP would have had a better shot at goal if it had not been fragmented? Fragmented in the sense that it allowed Peter Obi to go and create a movement that has probably never been seen or only comparable to what Buhari did in 2011 in the north, allowing Kwakwanso to leave with his stronghold on Kano and then the G5 governors, two of whom clearly worked against the PDP.
See, one thing about me is I don't ever lose focus and I don't get distracted. 1 million Wikis, 1 million Kwankwaso could not have stopped what happened. Because some people clearly predetermined what will happen. In a situation like that, everyone will be helpless. That's what happened. So in Nigeria, our country is a place where we find excuses for every bad situation. What happened was clearly a garrison operation. I don't want to go into the details, as I said, because we're already in court. So let's go to court, and if we're able to prove it, so be it. Trust me, it had nothing. In fact, I like to liken PDP to a civil war. What happened in PDP was a civil war. What happened in APC was a world war. They were openly attacking the president, abusing their own president, their own leader. They were openly confronting him, threatening their own leaders. We didn't do that in PDP. Only the 5 people decided that they are not happy because Wike lost a presidential primary. That's okay, it's their right. And if they choose to remain in the party and insist they will destroy the party from within the party, best of luck. But I personally, if I'm aggrieved with a party, I will do the honorable thing, I will leave. You cannot want to drink from a well and you are urinating inside the well. That's the way Chief M.K. Wabella would have put it. So for me, it is a very simple thing. Giving excuses that is because A left, is because B left. What happened in APC, I've never seen such house of commotion in my life. Everything was in disarray. And you can see, okay, you are talking about Wike and Rotimi Amechi did not campaign. Even the vice president, who was an ally of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, did not campaign. So many people refused to campaign. Even the Senate president, you could see that a lot of them were just in the background. They were in the background because they couldn't understand what was going on. I mean, for me, one of the closest allies of Asiwaju was Rauf Aregbesola, the Minister of Interior. Everybody. So, just as you had them in PDP, you had them in APC. But APC had an upper hand because of the apparatus of state. If a president comes out to say, this is who I voted for, the military, they are watching. The police, they are watching. INEC is watching. So it emboldens them to say whatever we do, we shall get away with it. That's what happened. So it had nothing to do with Wike. Everybody knows that there is a pattern to elections, even in America. More often than not, race is a factor.
Yes.
Religion is a factor.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of resources. It's the same thing in Nigeria.
Yeah, but Obi had 11 states.
Let me tell you.
Abuja.
You are forgetting also something. This is not the first time it will happen. It happened in 1979. It happened in 1983, where you had Chief Awolowo in the West, like Tinubu now. You had Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Owele of Onitsha, in the East, just like you have Peter Obi now. They were big people, big, massive. It's only those who don't know the history of Nigeria who will say this is the first time we have a candidate from the East. No, we had the first ceremonial president of Nigeria on the ballot, Chief Nnamdi Azikiwe, in the East. He was controlling the East. Chief Obafemi Awolowo was controlling the West. Alhaji Shehu Shagari was controlling the Northwest. Malam Aminu Kano was controlling Kano the same way Rabiu Kwankwaso is controlling Kano today. At that time, we even had Waziri Mohammed.
Yes.
Yes, from the Northeast. It's nothing new. As a matter of fact, Peter Obi did us some favor. Because without Peter Obi, nobody would have believed it was possible for any other party to win in Lagos. And even that win, people are still saying the margin declared could not have been the original margin based on the preponderance of votes that came from the young people, especially the obedience in Lagos. So, just as some of those people took votes away from Atiku, they also took votes away from Tinubu. If you can defeat Tinubu in Lagos, defeat Tinubu in Osun State, it tells you that no one has and that's because there is a theory of rigging. More often than not, you are able to rig only where you have overwhelming presence. But in Lagos this time, it would have been suicidal for anybody to say the obedience did not capture Lagos during the president because they were determined. And you would have had to kill so many people to change all those votes. So all you could do is just some skillful manipulation here and there. Wherever you think Atiku is doing well, bring it down. Wherever you think Obi is doing well, lower it. And that's why you have all these mutilations all over the places. I'm sure you've seen, I know you're both on social media, you would have seen it. Mutilations everywhere. You're supposed to transmit election results. That's key. So why did we waste all that money? And in the same election, National Assembly went very well. And the only one where you now had problem was the presidential. That for me tells you something. That we have carried our rascality too far. We should fear God. I swear to God Almighty, if anyone had won after following due process, I would be the first. I supported Atiku and Obi in 2019. I wasn't a member of PDP then. And immediately they declared President Buhari. I tweeted and I said I wish to advise Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to congratulate Buhari because that election was not as skilled as it was this time. It was clear that, okay, it may not have been perfect, but at least they followed the due process. This time, that for me was not followed. In 2015, I supported Buhari. I was not a member of APC. I've always been in opposition. So, for a country as poor and as impoverished as Nigeria is, some of us with voices must be in opposition to be able to tell our friends that despite our friendship, this is not right. But a lot of people in Nigeria have come to accept as long as somebody is from your tribe, somebody is from your religion, somebody is giving you money, then you become a voluntary slave.